Finally, it is time to get rid of this. But wait, what did we actually learn from this pandemic? In this video, I want to show you 4 lessons you should learn from these times. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Daniel and welcome to the 7th and last episode on Corona Life Challenges. We have covered a lot of topics, but I feel like it is time to move on. So stay to the end to get to know how this channel is going to continue. We are getting back into a new normal. In many countries, we seem to be over the peak of this corona pandemic. In New Zealand, we are back to level 1, which means that big events are allowed again. Stadiums can be filled, concerts can happen. We call it the new normal. And might be similar with your country, but eventually every country will get over this peak. And now the challenge is, what do we actually learn out of these special times? What do we take from it for our personal lives? Because we can try to just go back to live our lives the way we used to live it before COVID-19. But everything happens for a reason and to improve us, to challenge us and to teach us. And I want to share 4 lessons we all should learn from these times moving forward. The first one is to be more open-minded. At the beginning of this corona crisis, we had to adapt to new situations every day. We had to come up with solutions, especially for our church congregations. Oftentimes we have made up our opinion about something, and we think this is the only way, and we are judging everybody who is doing it differently to us. But the corona crisis showed that things actually can be handled differently. And in this time, we were a lot more careful to judge others for what they're doing and the way they were adapting to new situations, right? There's a verse in the Bible in Romans 14, verse 10, which says, "Why do you pass judgment on your brother? Or you, why do you despise your brother?" And this is written in a context where it's talking about eating and what to eat, what not to eat. It's talking about the danger that we are judging one another too quickly. And if we are honest to ourselves, how quick are we to judge someone for doing something differently to the way I'm doing something? It's important to know what the Bible teaches, and we can't compromise the Word of God. But it's also important to know what is tradition. We all have cultural backgrounds, different upbringings, so there are actually a lot more traditions in our lives than we are aware of. So traditions can be changed, but Bible truth can't be changed. And I'm not saying that all traditions have to be changed now, because change also can cause conflict. So it's not worth it to change something for the sake of change, because there are good traditions as well. But be aware of what the Bible teaches and what is just tradition. And this helps you to be more open-minded. Take this lesson from this crisis to be more open-minded and to be slow to judge people which handle things differently to the way you are handling it. The second lesson you should learn is to stay out of your comfort zone. The crisis really pushed us out of our comfort zone, out of our normal lifestyle. And this wasn't always a nice feeling because we like to be in control. But now, after it's going to be all over, are we shaking it all off and trying to go back as quickly as possible into our comfort zone? Or are we actually willing to stay out of our comfort zone? Because out of our comfort zone is the place where we can make special experiences with God. Think of Peter. When Jesus called him, "Step out of your boat, step out of your comfort zone and come to me on the water." That was totally out of Peter's comfort zone. No security. But only Peter made this special experience with the Lord because he stepped out of his comfort zone. Psalm 107 teaches us in verse 23, "Some went down in the sea in ships, doing business on great waters. They saw the deeds of the Lord, his wondrous works in the deep." If these people wouldn't have gone out on their boats into the open ocean, they never would have experienced and seen these wondrous works this psalm is talking about. God's calling is always taking you out of your comfort zone and often asking you to leave things behind. So if you have been pushed out of your comfort zone in these times, don't go back, but stay out of them and follow God's calling. And you will experience and see God's special wondrous deeds in your life. The third lesson is that you shouldn't waste your life. In this crisis, we were reminded how uncertain life is and that life is really short. In the past month, things have been taken away out of our lives which freed up time. And we realized that actually we don't need these things. We can live without them as well. But then the question is, how do we use our time? And the worst thing is to be at the end of your life and to look back and to say, I have wasted it. I have wasted my time. There's nothing which had eternal value. So when the things which were taken away from you are now slowly coming back, don't go back to them, but serve God and others with your life. Follow Christ. He's asking you to deny yourself and to take up your cross daily and to follow Him. The fourth lesson I want to share with you is that we shouldn't forget. This was a really special time. A once-in-a-lifetime experience, which is going to be in the history books. We might talk about this time with our grandchildren. For the Second World War, which was a really horrible and rough time, they are now often memorial days. Lest we forget. We can't compare the crisis with the Second World War at all. But it also has been a really special time. And God has used this special time to speak to us, to speak to you and to speak to me, and to speak to us collectively as Christians. But it's really easy to forget, to go back into normality and to forget the lessons God tried to teach me and you. So what is your long-term reaction to what God was trying to tell you? Are you following through? Are you going to be obedient for the rest of your life? Or are you just going to shake it off and forget? Don't forget. Please, don't forget. Keep in mind what God was trying to teach you. Keep in mind what God was trying to teach the church congregations you're attending. Don't forget and follow through. So first, be more open-minded and slower to judge. Second, stay out of your comfort zone. Third, don't waste your life. And fourth, don't forget how God has spoken to you. Thank you so much for watching, and now, as promised at the beginning, I want to share with you a little bit how this channel is going to continue. But first I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for following the journey of this channel. Thank you so much for every like. Thank you so much for every comment. Thank you so much for sharing videos with your friends and others. And please keep going. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time to click the subscribe button to stay updated for all the new things which are about to happen on this channel, Lord willing. I want to do something on this channel which YouTube hasn't seen before. And my desire is to connect God's beautiful creation with the Word of God. Because I love to be outside in God's creation and to capture it. You can check me out on Instagram, purepicture_DM. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. And there's no better place to capture God's beautiful creation than in New Zealand. But I want to do it in a very special way. But I'm not gonna tell you how I'm gonna do it for now. So stay tuned, and thanks again for watching. Take care, and God bless.